I literally cannot believe my eyes right now. ZZZ has just completed their first live stream showing an unbelievable amount of new stuff that will be showing up on launch, and I wanted to make a quick video giving you a rundown on all new information and features that were shown. Chapters will be listed to jump around to parts you care about, but I'm too excited, so we need to get started right now. First thing that we got is a first look at a ton of new characters and some gameplay for Lucy and Piper with the Sons of Khaldun. Starting with HSOS 6 or Hollow Special Operations, we got to see the two other members. The pink-haired girl's name is Yanagi and seems to be a sword user similar to Miyabi. The other male character we don't know the name of yet, but looks so sick. Seems to be wielding dual blades that combine into a bow, as you can see arrows on his back. I think we should see these characters in the story, however they will not be playable in 1.0. Next up is the full squad for Public Security, or PubSec, with 3 new members shown. We finally get a good look at Qingyi's model in-game, and she uses a long stun baton as her weapon. The new girl seems to be wielding a small karambit-type knife, and seems to be a mouse Theron as shown by her ears and tail. Finally, we get to see this cute-ass fox boy who uses a baton and a shield. I'd have to assume that with the shield he will be a defense unit, but again, these characters will not be playable in 1.0 besides Zhu Yuan, so we will have to wait and see how they play in the future. We then get to see in-game models of both Lucy and Piper from the Sons of Khaldun. We did also get full gameplay of these characters, and they do both appear to be A ranks, as we know they will be playable in 1.0 and are not shown on the standard selectable S rank from the standard banner, and also one of the rewards that we'll get into later seems to be a free A rank Lucy. Piper is our second anomaly character in the game and deals physical attribute damage. She wields a massive axe and likes to spin to win. Lucy can be seen with her baseball bat and actually uses her hog companions in battle. Her skill seems to be launching one for an explosion, with her ult being an enhanced form of that same skill. Even in her parry animation, she falls down and gets caught by the hogs. It's so cute. And while we did not get to see the idols in-game, we did get a mention of them on stream. However, it does appear that they are still being used by a temp name, so expect to wait quite a bit for the idols release and more teasers for them, since they seem to be well under development still. This is where the real exciting stuff begins. During the show, they supply tons of footage that if we get a closer look, we can see a ton of new features that they didn't talk about on stream. They even mentioned that the map we had in the beta is only half of the map that we'll have on launch. The new areas include Lumina Square, the Scott Outpost, and a third area they didn't show, which is the new Eridu Metro. Let's get started with the changes on 6th Street though. The upstairs is now available in the video store and has a ton of new features. There seems to be a new memory photo mode where you can apply different memories from different story missions, and we can now also choose the music that plays in the video store. You can use the bed to sleep, and seems to be how you access the new feature of inviting agents out yourself. Before, you just had to run into them on the street and hope for an interaction, but now you can directly reach out to any agent that has been debuted in the official story for hangout sessions. During this scene, we can also see Belle without her jacket on, and my god, is she such a cutie. This is either a hint at what we can do at the fashion store in one of the new areas, or just a special look at Belle in the bed. We then get to see the HIA, or Hollow Investigative Association's HQ in Lumina Square, which is a new explorable area for us to take a look at on launch. Inside the HQ, we can see the similar HIA VR mode, but we can also now see a new Champion Arena mode next to these attractive as hell NPCs. We have no information on what this mode could be, but based off the name, it could be that new co-op battle mode that they referenced in a recent interview. Along with the new areas, it seems that they do now include chests to be found around the map for each explorable area. We don't know how many are on each map, but this gives a good reason to explore each instance now. There also seems to be a new NPC known as Officer Mew Mew, which provides polychromes and other rewards for completing different tasks. In different areas of New Eridu, you can now find Bangboo that are in need of help, and if you do help them, you will get rewards in exchange. Hollow Zero and in-game modes now have their own explorable area known as the Scott Outpost. Here, you can access Hollow Zero, Shiyu Defense, and it appears a couple new modes we've never seen. One is called Hunt, and while we know nothing of what it is, I think it could either be a boss rush mode or a sort of bounty system where it tells you to hunt down a specific enemy in Hollow Zero and get rewards for completing each hunt. The second mode, we have no idea what the name is, but we can see a fourth interactable area on the right as they enter the tent. It appears to start with a C, so maybe this says co-op, I'm not sure. We'll have to see what this mode is when we actually get in-game. Since this is the area for in-game modes though, I would have to imagine that both of these new features are related to in-game content. Not only are we going to be getting Chapter 2.5 with the introduction of PubSec, but we will also be getting the entirety of Chapter 3, and we'll be getting Kolida's, Lycan's, and Rena's agent quest, which are massive because each agent mission is about 2 hours of content focused on that specific agent with amazing rendered cutscenes at the end for each one. This means on launch we'll have Chapter 0, 1, 2, 2.5, Chapter 3, and Soldier 11, Grace, Nekomata, Rena, Lycan, and Kolida's demo. They've added some new Bangboo and massive quality of life changes to combat, as now we can see the attribute build up on enemies and our own character's buffs and debuffs on screen, which is massive. I was so upset we didn't have a visual indicator for these things before, but now we will have them on launch. Bangboo are now no longer limited, and you can never lose an S-rank pull to a Bangboo you do not want. You can now choose any S-rank Bangboo on the banner rate up, and it is guaranteed at 80 pulls, no 50-50 needed. Furthermore, if you are 60 pulls in and decide you want a different Bangboo, you can change the selected rate up Bangboo and keep your progress towards pity. Keep in mind this banner is completely free to play and cannot be pulled upon using normal currency or real money. You will have to use the Boopons, which can be earned by various methods in-game. This is such a nice change to the Bangboo banner, and I'm so excited to see what new Bangboo they release in the future. Finally, we can talk about the rewards that we'll be getting for launch. We will receive 100 pulls and 80 Bangboo pulls, which means you will not only be able to reach pity for an S-rank agent, but also get a Bangboo of choice within those 80 pulls. Not only that, but they show that there will be new events to obtain rewards such as A-rank agents, and they do show Lucy on the screen during this moment, so I'd have to assume that through some sort of event in-game, we can obtain a free Lucy. On screen will be all of the events that they announced on Twitter that you can pause and look through to see exactly what type of rewards and events we'll be getting. I was surprised they showed off this much on stream. I really thought we were just going to be getting a few new characters and a new area, like one new area, but we got a literal gold mine of information, and I cannot describe how excited I am to get in on launch. For those that are new around here, I'm actually hosting a Zenless game show. It's called Fairy's Hollow Disaster. It's going to be a live game show based around Jeopardy with a few special twists and surprises. I have quite a large amount of CCs that are going to be joining, as you can see on screen, and I'm really excited to do this. During this game show, in between each round, which there'll be 3 rounds total, I'll be selecting one random chatter to win a Zenless Zone Zero Battle Pass on launch. This game show is going to take place on Saturday, June 29th at 3 p.m. CST. And normally I do stream on YouTube, but for game shows like this, I truly do feel like the chatting environment is much better suited on Twitch. So this is actually going to be streamed on my Twitch channel, which I'll have linked in the description below. The teams that we're going to have during this game show is Team Lore with Ashikai, Nor, and Ufi TV, Team Meta with Io, Smug, and J Nero, Team Charisma with Samazard, The Dave, and Soul, and finally Team Underdogs with Finn, Zeta Slow, and Whale Milk. The amazing art during this game show was all created by Lulu, which I will have linked in the description for their Twitter. I hope to see y'all there for the game show and on launch when we grind our ass off to see the new content and lore. I'll see you next time, Proxies.